There are two ways to get rid of money: pouring gasoline over it, lighting on fire, and opening a bow shop. Two ways. You're better off giving a toddler $1 million and putting him in the candy aisle at Walmart.
But we're glad you're on, and so just kind of tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you're at, and obviously you got the new bow shop. Is it up and running? How's that kind of going?
Sure. So I'm based out of central Pennsylvania. We're here in the in the foothills, if you will, of Appalachia, as it goes up towards north. I mean, I'm smack right in the center of the state. You picture the rectangle, that's where I'm at. Deal with a lot of topography up here for hunting, a lot of big woods, timber, so on and so forth. And then the archery side, we do a lot of IBO, a lot of 3D stuff. And so we have a lot of bow hunters out here. And I live in a very rural part of the state, obviously, although we're not too far from Penn State University, which is obviously quite populous. The town as well, of course, all the students. And in the past several years, there has been an absolute travesty in terms of the lack of bow shops. We used to have probably a solid 5 or 6 within an hour's drive of my house. And within the past 5 or 6 years, a lot of them, mostly for normal reasons, retirement, time to move on to a different thing, conglomerations have come together, or corporations have come in and bought out, perfectly normal stuff. But we're basically down within that 1 hour radius, and now almost a 2 hour radius. We went from about 6 or 7 shops down to 1. And it's really become a problem. And the shops that are kind of still left, the ones that are there have transitioned to maybe firearm sales. They're more into clothing or fishing or other outdoor recreations. COVID has kind of shifted a lot of that, even though archery was big for the COVID timeframe in 2020, 2021. But we in particular here at the shop that I was working at before I started my own, we're really starting to see a different paradigm shift to kind of just easier, more accessible ways to get into the sport of archery, crossbows and so on and so forth. And so what has become a lack of is properly qualified bow technicians, or people that still know how to work on bows. Because even though a lot of people have transitioned to different forms of outdoor recreation, there's still a boatload of bows out there that need worked on, and there's just not enough people who know how to work on them. And at least in my shop, we had 4 technicians and we're all working under one roof, and it was just kind of a shame. And I know that I was putting in countless hours. I love my boss, was fantastic, he still is, left under very good graces, but it was time for me to start my own shop, kind of spread the wealth a little bit, offer some different brands, offer a different perspective, offer my own space, my own methods. And so my shop is going to be in Phillipsburg, Pennsylvania. The online side, for those of you that are listening that might want to try to support that aren't in PA, will be AverageJackArchery.com. And we can ship you anything outside of like a flagship bow for most companies. So you want arrows, releases, broadheads, anything $100 and up ships free from the shop. So we will officially be an open storefront July 1st, 2022, which is coming up very quickly.
Yeah. You got to get that sign up, bro. Got to get that sign up.
Super fast. I put in a 12-hour workday at the shop, or a 13-hour workday at the shop yesterday, and I didn't start till noon. So
wow,
we were burning the midnight oil late last night, getting stuff for benches and bow press mounts and bow rack mounts and just everything. The building that we're in is basically it's what used to be an old storage and mail sorting facility. So it's this big long rectangle. So we'll have a 20-yard indoor range in the basement floor. That'll be an 8-lane range, so 16 people, wow. 8 on each shooting line. Really excited for that, for leagues, ladies' nights, kid nights. Like I just really want to get more and more people into the sport, more accessible. And then of course the first floor will be full retail pro shop. You got a crossbow compound, with the exception of like the Ravens that cock down like 3 inches wide, I can work on it. And that'll be huge. And just offering that as in the central PA area, in that town, Phillipsburg, PA. If anybody is in the PA area that knows, it's just a lot of interstates go through there. There's a high population there, a transient population. And, after work, you need to go get a pack of broadheads. After work, you need Nate to go check on your bowstring, or you got to pick up your bow after work, because you're driving through town, whatever. I just feel like it's a really good, a lot of accessibility. And I think a lot of people make good use of it because there are still a boatload of bow hunters out there.
And you're going to build arrows for them if you
if someone wants something custom built. Yeah, we are officially a Victory and Gold Tip dealer. We're bringing Black Eagle in on a distributor basis, so not every shaft will be offered, but if you want something fancy like that, you want fletched up, inserted 100 grains of brass, or the special thing, you want feathers, 4-fletch, Q2I, whatever you want, we'll be able to do it for you.
Great.
That's awesome, man. Because I have down here, I had a archery shop that was down the road from me for about 15 minutes away, and it was always so convenient to go in there and just get some work done. But I really found out how few bow shops I have around me in this area. Whenever that one closed down, the guy that owned it, like you said, he gone and he decided, okay, like it's just getting too much to keep up with. He was older, he had retired. His family tried to run it for a little bit, and then whenever he passed on, they okay, like we just don't have the wealth of knowledge to keep this thing going on. And so I ended up you just shutting the doors, and from that point on, it's like, oh, now where do I go? It's like I can go, and I live just south of Houston, and it's like I can go on the west side of West Houston Archery, and that's almost an hour from me. I can go up to Spring on the north side of Houston, and that's an hour and a half from me. I can go down south, and we just actually had our last podcast. We found out there's some guys that are down about 45 minutes south of me, but it's just it's almost like a desert for bow shops in here. And it's like, it's not like I know you said on videos before, it's a great way to throw away a whole bunch of money, but it's just like,
it's huge. There are two ways to get rid of money: pouring gasoline over it, lighting on fire, and opening a bow shop. Two ways,
and they're both equally bad choices.
Equally horrible choices.
Yeah. Well, that's how you know that the owner is
toddler. You're better off giving a toddler $1 million and putting him in the candy aisle at Walmart than you are, because at least somebody's winning.
Right.
But all kidding aside, it's quite. And the other thing too, like on top of it, being an expensive upfront, but it's a labor of love, and the knowledge base. Again, this goes back to what I said earlier. Like, I've had so many people say, "Hey, I'd love to come help you. Shoot, pay me cash under the table. I'll come help for free." And I'm like, listen, like, I trust very few people to do it right, and to an extent, well, with a lot of the shops too, they're smaller, their reputation's on the line, right? So if they bring in somebody else, and they might be doing the best they've got, they might be doing everything in their power to install a D-loop correctly, or make sure you don't have peep twist. One bad experience with that secondary quote unquote person, now your whole shop is mud. Right. And we just can't, and that's really tough, because I feel for those shops. I really do, because I've seen them, I've worked in them, I've worked around them. And it's almost impossible to do solo, even though I'm going to try.
Thanks for checking out this clip from the Smash or Pass podcast here on the Apex Predator Outdoors YouTube channel. If you would like to know whenever we go live, just click the subscribe button down below and click the notification bell so you know immediately whenever we go live, and you can join in the conversation. And also, a new feature we've got available is that you can go and sign up for a membership to where you can actually join in our live chats with some of these people that come on the show. So thank you for watching, and as always, guys, keep defying the odds.